Hey YouTube, Wing Creeper 1 here with a deck profile here with my boy Ark. He won the entire tournament with what deck you're playing right now?
Invoked, Shaddoll, Dogmatika, featuring Super Poly. That's all.
So the standard Dogmatika, they're just 40 cards, 60 cards? 40 cards. We're gonna get right into this video. Ark, please explain. Do what you gotta do.
Yeah, so deck is good. It has its consistency issues at times, but if you get Alistair and any of the Dogmatika stuff, you usually win the game. So, you know, we all know Alistair started his invocation, nothing like mind-boggling. I played 3 Ecclesia. I know some people play 1 Ecclesia. I don't think it's right, because you need to always have access to these two. Because it's not like Mech Knights where one singular Mech Knight can get you a whole game and they search off each other. This is the only real Dogmatika card you want to see most of the time. Then the only one-offs is Floor and Maximus. Floor is going to be your negate. You're only really going to see it one time and use it one time, because, I mean, if you're using it twice, you're probably not winning that game, I'll be honest with you. This deck has a grind, but it's not as heavy as some other decks. Maximus, for unprepared decks that don't have Entis or Herald or anything, it can just slowly whittle down their extra deck. One mistake I did today, which you'll see in a second, is I didn't play Omega. Someone played Omega, killed my entire extra deck, but they still had an active one because they kept recycling. So that's something I need to adjust, but Maximus is nuts. Some people play 2 now. I think 1 is fine. I think 2 is just a clog at times. Because I am playing Shaddolls, I'm playing the 1 Dragon and the 1 Aerial. Using Shaddoll Fusion going second with Meltdown, you win the game. If you don't win the game off that 2 card combo, I don't know what's gonna win you. The fact that you get to just pop a back row for free and they can't respond, and you can just banish 3 cards from the graveyard, which, like, Phantom Knights are gonna be a big deck. You just take away their resources. Against the mirror match, you just take away their resources. You gain so much advantage off sending her. And I mean, yeah, I wouldn't play more. You could technically play Beast, but it's not. You don't want to draw it. I want to see things that if I draw, like, I don't feel bad doing this. Hand traps wise, 3 Ash. It's standard. It does everything you need it to do. 3 draw. The meta has become very draw heavy again, and I think that sometimes, like, Ash isn't enough. So you play draw. Like, PKs have to kind of change their maneuvers a little bit, not by much. Dogmatika and Vogue just usually stops because they don't want to waste resources. Like, to get Alistair from Meltdown, why would you normal summon Alistair and not get Invocation? It just makes no sense. So draw is really good. If you have the side, you have to side it. It just 2 Phantasme. You could play 3, but this deck is still trying to go first, and drawing Shaddoll Fusion with this isn't that bad because I could take it away. Or I draw new cards to fix my hand when it's my opponent's turn, and sometimes you draw on the hand trap you need. Field, broken card, but it should not ever be banned because it doesn't do enough. 3 Nadir Servant. This card is modern day Engage, but better because you can extra Foolish Burial. The fact that it doesn't lock you out until after you use it is great, and I don't think you ever have an excuse to play less than that. There's no reason. Shaddoll Fusion, going second, it's an insta-win. Going first, it kind of sucks seeing going first, but it's still good. It's just a good card. I don't know what to say. 2 Invocation. I was playing 3 for the longest time. In a going second deck like Mech Knights, I would always play 3, but in a going first deck, you don't always want to see it. And if you're a good Invoke player, you're going to see Alistair, Meltdown, and this in your hand no matter what. It's mandatory. Something that most people don't play is Super Poly or 3. Super Poly is going to be the 50-50 thing for a lot of players. I think that the fact that you can eat away your opponent's DPE, their Dragoon, or just their board in general is enough, because you play Blights, you play Fires, you play Fusions. If you have options for this, outside of just, you know, Venom. 2 Triple Tactics Talents. You can play a 3rd one. I think it's... Again, my deck is built around going first, so if you're going second, you can up the count of this, you can up the count of this, but you don't need to go second, and if you draw this, awesome. If you don't feel too bad. 1 Call by the Grave, it's at 1. 3 in Perm, it's okay. The problem is that people play droplets in mass now, But the fact that like you can shut down Imperial Order, which this deck hard loses to, is a good thing to do. Assuming you don't just lose that in there. And then one Schism to make your Shaddoll plays, and one Dark Punishment, which I sided out every goddamn game. It doesn't do anything. I hate this card. The fact that it locks me out from this and my Super Poly. I only keep it in for trap mirror matches because you need the negate with Makaba. Alright, 2 Makaba, extra deck wise. You don't need to play 3, 2 is fine. 1 Aguides. This card is nuts. The first time it came out, I read it, I thought it was shit. You play it, this card is nuts. It's just really good, and the fact that I was able to do close to like 6k in damage direct was just fun. And then 1 Purgatrio. I know people cut this out. I think that's the wrong decision because you always have access to it with All Mirage. So it's like, why wouldn't you play a card that's always live and literally in a simplified game state just wins you the game alone? And I played Elysium as a Super Poly target. I never made it the actual way you need to with Invocation. But being able to Super Poly mirror matches is just free real estate. Like, Summon, they usually don't play it more than 3k in their extra deck to punishment it. So it's just for free. For the Shaddoll package, 1 Construct, which sometimes I wish I played 2. She did a lot more surprising than I thought. 2 Winda because this is more of a Shaddoll type of deck, and just being able to always have a window on board will win you the game. 2 Apollo, you send 1 off with Nadir or with like Maximus. The second one you can make and just negate for free. 1 Entis, 1, what's this guy's name? Ash Dragon. These are going to be your targets for sending off Nadirs or Punishments or Maximus most of the time. As you can see, I don't play something good like a Omega like I mentioned because I was stupid and misread it. This is my Super Poly target purely for that. And then the Link ones to go into Maximus plays. Like I said, the only thing I would really change in this deck after actually playing it today, I would cut this out and make this an Omega because you need the recursion, and it essentially makes any of these guys feel like you're playing 2, 3, 4 copies at a time, so you just keep bringing them back. I guess I'll do the side deck really quickly. The side deck depends on your locals. It should always be adjusted to your locals. 3 Nibiru, 3 Lancia, 1 Prinkatops, 1 Harpies. The 3rd Super Poly, in case it's like, you know, a dark focus deck. 3 Dark Rulers. I haven't used this once yet. I'm probably going to cut this out, but against like Drytron, you kind of need it. And 3 Lightning Storms, which won me the game against Altergeist because they Judgment in it and they had no follow-up. That really mattered. And that is my deck. Like I said, I don't upload enough, but if you type in my name on YouTube with like TCG, you just...
Okay. See this bum ass in his 100 invoked list.
So that was the deck. Let me know what you guys think. I thank you guys for watching this video, and Wing Creeper 1 is out.